right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Foreign Blood, Not Foreign Lies. This granny got up at 4 o'clock. As you can see, I'm looking like Basuta, but here we are. My curls ain't doing right. They ain't even look. They ain't even at this point. It's a lot happening, but I will get it together. Um, I wanted to talk about a couple things today. Should I say early this morning? And also, by the way, I've been working on my YouTube studio. I've changed it like 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5. And the reason is I haven't got the furniture in here I'm going to use yet. That's a whole nother thing. I'm waiting to see how things go before I invest too much into my YouTube studio. But today I want to talk about happiness, as stupid as this sounds. And this kind of goes to Lieonya. This goes to Peach. This goes to Cjsocool. This goes to me. This goes to you. This goes to your daughter, your sister, your nephew, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your dad. Listen, we think we're happy. We think we're happy with ourselves, and we're not. Let that roll through your mind. Let that roll through your mind. We put on a smile every day, and we think we're living our best life, but we're not. And what I mean by that is when you're happy with yourself, you'll know, because you won't have time for a lot of the shit that you're allowing yourself to go through. When you are happy with yourself, you're not going to make time or allow a lot of the shit that you have going on in your life. If it's the way you act, the things you think about, the things you dwell on, the things that hurt you to your heart, hurt you to your core, whatever problems you have, you will not dwell on them. You will not let them bring you out of your character. You just will not. Now, being happy with self, I don't think people understand that concept. At this age, I'm still learning to be happy with myself. So there's no way a person in their early 30s or their early 20s or even in your 30s could even tell me what happy with you. You can tell me what happy with yourself is, but are you really doing it? Being happy with self means being content with who you are as a person, who you are as an individual. When you're happy with yourself, you don't need this person patting you on your back. You don't need this person to run and tell your business to. You don't need this person to hype you up. You don't need, because you'll realize you are all you need. You're the one that makes it happen. You're the one that makes yourself content. You. We're out here trying to find somebody to date and find somebody to do this and find somebody to marry and find somebody to do this. How are we doing this when we're not happy with ourselves? Yes, kids, I have shorts on. I have exercise shorts on. I'm up exercising. If you're not happy with yourself, how are you looking for someone else? When you get in a marriage, the person you marry, their job is to keep you happy, not to make sure you're happy. Your job is to make sure you're happy. We husband and wife, we all have certain roles. That's just like, okay, let's say I'm married. I have a husband. My job is just to keep him content around the house and, support him and all these other things. His job is to be happy with himself, just like my job is to be happy with myself. It's not his job to make me be happy with myself, just like it's not my job to make him be happy with himself. Now, people get married and you can love each other all day long. You can already have put 5-6 years into it. You could have spit out a couple kids, all that. It takes about that many years to be with somebody to even realize who each other are. When you're dating somebody and you get with somebody, everything's always happy those first couple years. When you're living with somebody in real life, you're paying bills, you're dealing with worldly shit, everyday issues, people will change. And then on top of that, we got different attitudes, different perspectives, different thoughts, different feelings. And then the clash comes. And then the clash comes. Now nobody's happy. Now we want to get divorced. Now we want to break up. Fuck the kids. Fuck you. It's so repetitive. Whatever's going on, it just didn't start. You notice the difference in our grandparents' time? You notice the majority of them died together. Our parents, I can't, in my age frame, that's when things started crumbling in the family dynamic with our parents. My parents were together till my father went to heaven. So I was one of the blessed ones. But that's that at that time in age, you got a lot of, this is a whole deeper talk. It got to do with a lot of other things out social wise, all this stuff, but that's a whole different conversation. But let's get to the point. My parents were the age frame when marriages started breaking up. They started seeing the minute things. It's like generation after generation. What's important to people changes. I don't know why that is. Who am I to judge? It just got everything. That's why I'm telling us, if we have a bad day, that affects our everything, because everything going on in the world affects everything. So, it's like, come on, kids. But it's like, we don't realize what we're really looking for, what means something, until we get older. And like I said, generation after generation after generation changes. And when we rush off and get in these marriages, we expect our spouse to make us happy. Well, our spouse's job is to make us happy to a certain degree. Our spouse's job is to make us happy when it comes to the children, the household, the relationship, let's not do no DV, let's love each other, that's the spouse's job. But the spouse's job is not to make me love myself. My job isn't to make my man or my husband or my better half love himself or put himself on a pedestal, care for himself, care for his values, care for his this, care for his that. So if he can't do those things for himself, how can he do those things for me? If I'm not complete as a woman, how can I free my mind to give you part of me? Does that make sense? How am I coming to you? Here I am. I'm bringing all this. Because mind you, when we get together, whatever this person has going on, this person has going on, everybody's problems kind of intertwine. If it means you just have to hear about it, or it affects the household financially, or it affects your emotional, whatever, it all intertwines. So it's like, if I'm not happy with me, and then I have this, a lot of us already have children, we have this, we have families, how am I bringing all this to you? And this might not be 100%, but I'm trying to give you me and this. And now I got to deal with you and yours. So you're not happy with yourself. You got your shit going on. I'm not happy with myself. I got my shit going on. That's a recipe for disaster. I don't know what's going on. That is a recipe for disaster. Two things that aren't complete and come together, they will not form a strong bridge. There's always going to be gaps in the bridge because there's so many things that are incomplete. Listen, when you're happy, you don't have time to go on the internet, rant and rave. When you're happy, you don't have time to go to your girlfriends and rant and rave. When you're happy, you don't have time to tear somebody down. When you're unhappy, you have every single minute of the day to ruin everybody's life. Most people, I don't want to say most people, but people that are out there doing those derogatory things, they're unhappy with themselves. And they choose, it's not like they wake up and say, you know what? I'm going to self-destruct today. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to call you broke. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's not like they wake up and say that. It's just something that's in them. Because how can they come towards anything positive with any nice direction, any nice guidance, any nice anything when this whole everything is unhappy? So if you say something to me It might be something minute, but because I'm in such a desperate way with me being me, I'm going to say something so out of the way where I'm going to hurt your feelings, hurt your day. We see it with these influencers all the day, all the time. They're calling you broke. Just think about it. When somebody takes time, let's say I have 100,000 followers. What would I look like getting online, calling my followers broke, dumb bitches, whores, or whatever derogatory name? These are the things that you hear these girls or these men. Oh, bro. Who has time to do that? Who do you think you are that you can go on any social media platform and bash anybody for their financial status, how their children look, the furniture they sit on, the amount of food they have in their refrigerator? Who do you think you are to make that statement? Who do you think you are to make that judgment? Who do you think you are to even be that person? That's one man's job. Who do you think you are to do that? But because you're not happy with yourself, you're going to go and try to belittle everybody below you so you can make yourself feel up here. But in real life, you're right here with that same person. Because you have those couple dollars, you think you're up here. You're not. You've belittled yourself. Once again, we're both human. We both got the same colored blood. We all got the same organs. We're all one being. One being. So if you think because of a piece of paper you got in your pocket brings you here, it don't. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. If you think that house you own brings you up here, it don't. It's something somebody built. It's something somebody you buy. It's a materialistic item. So therefore, how are you here? So you think you're here because you got your house and you got the little couple pieces of paper. But then your mental status is below the person. Now let's just fathom this. Your mental status is below the person who's here with nothing. Once again, the same person, another person that got the same organs you have, breathes the same air you have, pays bills just like you do, goes to work just like you do, raises children just like you do. But you're so much different from this other person for whatever weird reason in your mind. Know what it is? You're not better. Here's the truth. You're not better. You're just unhappy with something in yourself. So you think if you sit down and break down these people and make it seem like what you possess is better, makes you better, it don't. I'm just saying. Now ponder. Listen, a lot of people mind ain't even smart enough to understand what I just said. They'll be like, oh, she's just rambling on. No, she's just doing this. She's just doing that. I lost most of you guys way in the beginning of the video. Way in the beginning of the video. Because your minds, unless I'm coming to you cussing, cursing, talking about somebody, you guys don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear good shit. And if you do, you only want to hear it for a second. That's how crazy the world works. You don't want to hear the real. You don't want to hear the raw. You want to hear the crazy shit. It gets real. I spent so many years of my life trying to reach out and help the youth and talk to the youth or the misled or the misguided. And sometimes it gets so discouraging because that's not what y'all want. And I understand because I was that age. That's not what I wanted. But at the same time, I did take heed and I did listen. You'd be surprised who told me the game. One day, I'm going to do a tell-all about me. And it'll be no time soon. But just know, I was taught things. And I did listen. I didn't want to hear it. But I listened. I listened because I knew it was shit I needed to know. I knew it was real shit. I knew that an elder or a person in that scenario wouldn't take time to lie to me. They're trying to put some shit in my life. They're taking time to teach me something. And it was up to me if I learned it. That's what life is really about. Learning shit. Every day you're learning something. If it's, I got to learn not to let this person piss me off, or I got to learn to, when my kid does something, I got to. So that's what my page is really going to be about. Learning shit. That's what it's always been about. I just happen to be talking about you children. But you listen, you don't.